This is one of the most iconic sounds in motorcycling. This is a sound that represents battles fought and championships won. People have emptied their bank accounts just to have this sound on tap in their garage. It's a sound that echoes with history and with passion. And in case you haven't recognized it by now, it's the sound of a Ducati 851.
More specifically, it's the sound of a performance V-twin, and that is an engine design that has come to define Ducati. But all that is about to change. Ducati just made a huge announcement. Their next Superbike is going to be a V4, and that makes this bike I'm riding, the Ducati 851, all the more significant because it is the first V-twin Superbike. When this motorcycle came out in 1987, it was Ducati's effort at building a pure sport bike, a racing motorcycle. They'd had sporting bikes before then, but they were all air-cooled, they were two-valve, they were more like sport touring bikes you could go fast on. This bike has four-valve heads, it's liquid-cooled, it's got the tubular trellis frame, it's got the dual disc brakes, it's got the Ferrari red bodywork, it's got all of the characteristics that have come to define Ducati and define Ducati sport bikes. So 3 decades on, after all of those years of development, you gotta ask yourself, what does this bike look like today?
It looks like this. This is the 1299 Panigale R Final Edition.
Man, that is Italian as Italian gets. That is a thing of beauty, my friend. And I love the fact that we've got the 851 and the 1299 here on the same road at the same time.
I mean, it's kind of epic, right?
It's very
and
epic.
I think, especially just for motorcycle nuts like we are, this is the latest hotness from Ducati, and that's the bike that you and I had pictures of on our wall when we were kids.
That bike would not exist if it was not for this bike.
And they have quite a bit in common, right? They have 8 valves, they got Desmo valve actuation, they got belt-driven cams, they got 90-degree V-twins, and they got red paint.
They got a lot of red paint. I have a little more red paint than you.
You do, it's true.
But I mean, for a bike designed in 1987, looking at the Panigale 1299, this thing is just like a scalpel. It is a spaceship. It is so sophisticated.
Yeah, it's interesting how it's gotten less comfortable. The bodywork has gotten smaller and sleeker, kind of.
Yeah, and let's not forget the fact that it's making upwards of 200 horsepower, which is twice as much as this.
Yup. Not to mention got ABS and traction control, and I can shift wide open with the throttle. I can downshift without a clutch if I want to.
A lot has changed. It has evolved an amazing amount over all these years.
But arguably what's awesome is what binds them together.
Yeah, the character is still very similar. I mean, it's still so quintessentially Ducati, and that all stems from the fact that it's powered by a big old V-twin.
Exactly.
That's the foundation.
And because this is the Finale Edizione,
The last of its kind.
last of its kind, it does really make us wonder, what does the next chapter of Ducati Superbike look like? Or maybe, moreover, what does it sound like?
Big question, man.
It's probably going to sound like what we just heard ripping by the camera car. It's going to sound like 2 V-twins at full stick.
Yeah, 2 + 2 = 4.
V4.
Righto.
Yeah.
On the topic of sound, I do need to say that 851, I forgot how good it sounds. That is maybe the best sounding V-twin in history
I mean,
of motorcycles.
it's mechanical music.
Oh, it's so good.
What we've established is that it's coming to an end. This is the end of an era that started with the 851, went all the way up to the 1299, and now we've got the V4.
Indeed. So not only what does it sound like, but what else does it do? We gotta know, we wanna know so bad, and we know you do too.
Yeah, and there is not a V4 here for us to ride, but we know they're out there. Ducati's made videos and they've got commercials and they're promoting the thing like crazy. So we think we need to go to Europe to do it, and if we're gonna do that, we need someone to penetrate into the Ducati factory.
Exactly. And if we do that, we're gonna need someone who's handsome, skilled on a motorcycle, suave, able to negotiate a factory in a foreign language, so on and so forth.
Unfortunately, we're stuck with this guy.
After a quick stroll from Los Angeles, I arrived in Bologna, Italy, home of Ducati for more than 80 years. I figured if I was going to find a Panigale V4 anywhere, it would be here.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
I'm Zach.
Hi, nice to meet
I've come from the United States.
you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. And I'm here to ride a Panigale V4. It's,
Oh, no.
no.
That's not possible.
Okay. Okay.
Strike one, but I wasn't about to give up. With some smooth talking and plenty of hand gestures, I was still able to get inside the gates, one step closer to what I was looking for. Once in, I aimed for the museum. There had to be a V4 in there, right? Cool, but no. Wow, but also no. Iconic, and closer. And hey, now we're talking.
Found a V4. Desmo Sedici RR. A little too exotic, and the wheels are just a titch too small, though. Third bowl of porridge has got to be around here somewhere.
Clearly, I needed to go deeper within the bowels of Bologna to find this elusive machine. I'm legally required to say that you cannot just wander onto the floor of the Ducati factory by yourself. Unless you tell them that your name is Ari Henning. And with that, we were hot on the trail of a completed motorcycle.
I'm in the way now, so we have to leave, but that's it. It almost has two wheels. We're getting there. We're getting there.
But even when I found a finished bike, in the parking lot, with the keys in it, my dreams of riding it were shut down. It seemed pretty obvious that I needed to talk to someone in management.
You were in charge of Ducati course in 98, 99?
99 start, yes.
99, you became as the president of Ducati course?
Yeah, that's correct.
And then Ducati went to MotoGP in 2003?
That's correct.
So that was with a V4.
Yeah.
Have you ridden the Desmo Sedici GP?
No, never.
No.
No. It's a kind of, respect for the top range, and so actually everyone probably want to ride that bike here.
Yeah. How do you know the V4 is good if you haven't ridden it?
We are lucky because we have so good guys like Michele Piero or Casey, that actually helped us a lot in transferring the same spirit of the race bike into the production one.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we had just met, all signs pointed to a blossoming friendship between myself and Mr. Domenicali. So I decided to ask him what was really on my mind.
I saw some V4s around. There was one in the studio earlier, there was one outside, and I tried to ride it, but I was told no. But there's a day tomorrow, there's a test tomorrow, I think, in Misano, where, do you know anything about that?
Oh, that's a difficult question because if I answer that, then I have to kill you. So I think it's better.
That you don't tell me.
Yeah.
I agree. Actually, I agree. That would be, yeah, we probably shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah.
I can move on.
I wanted to move on. I did. But I just couldn't. I had gone all the way to Italy to ride a new superbike, and I had failed. It felt like the world was taunting me. It was so close. I felt like I could taste it. Then, an idea. It had been right in front of me the whole time. And all it would risk was my dignity.
Welcome to Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli in Misano Adriatico. Only a short train ride from Bologna. We have it on pretty good authority that today Ducati is testing a Panigale V4 prototype. The very Panigale V4 prototype that Casey Stoner himself rode to help develop the bike for production. We have it on even better authority that it's like 45 degrees and raining, which is not ideal. But I came here to get a story, I came here to get a scoop, and even though security's like pretty tight around here, I think I've got a plan to get us in the saddle.
Ciao, Casey Stoner here, just reporting for duty. Just gonna get on the bike here and, okay, cool, good talk there. No worries.
We're in. See what the sucker can do.
Okay. Exiting pit lane, conditions are not ideal. It's been a minute since I rode in conditions that are this bad.
I had grand visions of what this moment would look and feel like. Sun shining, birds chirping, and the perfect day to unleash a new superbike.
I wish I could say I'm really kicking ass here, but I can't lean over, I can't drag my knee. If I were, you know, a MotoGP racer, maybe I'd be able to, but I'm not, so I can't. Sorry, team.
All I can tell you is what it felt like to twist the grip.
It pulls mighty hard. Even in these conditions, I feel like I can say that with confidence. The thing that really struck me with the V4 is how responsive and engaged the chassis is. I noticed that right off the bat. It almost feels lighter. In fact, I think it does feel lighter, changing direction in the 1299. Okay, I'm gonna pull in before I crash this thing. Hate to ruin Casey Stoner's reputation. And also because I can't feel my fingers anymore. But I do hope you guys got a kick out of this. And I hope that you're warmer than I am. And hey, first ride on the Panigale V4. It's pretty cool, right? It's freezing cold and soaking wet. But do I want to be anywhere else? No, you know, not really.
I am not going to deny that I'm jealous that you got to go to Italy, but I am not even remotely envious of those track conditions. That rain looked like it sucked.
It was amazingly treacherous out there.
I mean, I know you had to tiptoe around, but like you had to have picked up some things. You learned some things about the bike, right?
For sure. Learned what it sounded like,
Yeah.
for one. Which, I mean, at idle, people are going to think it's a V-twin. Crazy. It really sounds different than any V4 we've ever heard before. And I did get to light the fuse down some straightaways, and it is very fast, probably faster in 40-degree rain, it feels like anyway. But that counter-rotating crank, for sure. Changing direction. I was sad that I couldn't take it like from knee puck to knee puck and really dive into a set of corners aggressively, but I think it feels more precise and direct than any other Ducati Superbike. But the truth is, we went to Italy to ride the new production V4 motorcycle, and what we got was a ride on a Casey Stoner prototype on a wet track that I'd never seen before. There's an asterisk on the riding experience, I think. Yeah, a few of them, really. Yeah. So that is pretty frustrating.
Yep. It's frustrating for me that you got to go to the factory because like I'm a gearhead. Like to see exquisite motorcycles like Ducati Superbikes, like the new V4, getting assembled, to see pistons going into cylinders and transmissions and all that stuff, like that would have been my jam.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of the silver lining of this mighty rain cloud, is that we got to peek behind the curtain at a motorcycle factory. And if you're a motorcycle person, then going into the back room of a factory and watching where these motorcycles are assembled and born into the world is flippin' cool.
Very, very special.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we get to experience the bookends of the V-twin era at Ducati.
Yep.
And I'm super excited to see where this new V4 goes.
As am I. So we hope you, the viewer, enjoyed our journey from 851 to 1299 to Italy to V4. And we hope that you will tell your friends, subscribe, and we very much hope that we'll see you next time on On Two Wheels. I don't know if I've ever felt less confident that a day was gonna go well than this.
I mean, this first one's gonna suck. It probably just sounds like, sorry. It probably sounds like what just, try that again.
No, that one was good. We might be able to use it.
Where do you think he's going? Probably to get like hot chocolate? Maybe they were going to get us hot cocoa. I wonder if mellow and yellow rhyme in Italian also. I'm hungry already.
Can you see this thing?
How old are you?
I'm 29.
29.
Yeah.
Right. So you've designed the Scrambler and the Super Sport.
Yeah.
And now the Panigale V4.
Exactly. Yeah.
So next is
No, I would retire. I've done all the bike I wanted, so now.
That's a great answer. That's a really good answer. If the Panigale V4 was a dish of food in Italy, what type of food would it be? What dish would it be?
That's a difficult question.
Well, I ask difficult questions sometimes. Sorry. What's a phrase that people should know in Italian to describe the bike?
Moto molto attrattiva che garantisce performance e sicurezza.
That's pretty long.
Performant and safer.
Okay, performance and safety. We can do that?
Yeah.
What's that in Italian?
Performante
Performante
e sicura.
e sicura.
Sì.
Performante e sicura.
Sì, yeah.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you. Thank you very much.